Hello and welcome to Kaohsiung in Taiwan for the 2013 Modern Pentathlon World Championships. And as always, we'll start with the fencing. 36 competitors after all in all, after yesterday's qualification. Just a rundown of a short start list there for you. Some big names there, of course, such as Victoria Tereshchuk, who won the World Cup final in Nizhny Novgorod. Zhanna Buryak, who won 2 World Cup events also this season. The reigning Olympic champion Laura Duskaitia. And we can pick the action up with Mari Spence of Great Britain. And she's the reigning world champion, winning in Rome last year. And a decent fence for her. In 9th overall with 20 victories and 14 defeats.
Help me.
There's her compatriot Samantha Murray, the Olympic silver medalist from London last year. Really starting to get into form for Britain. And a good fence for her as well in 4th place. 21 victories and the 13 defeats from her 35 bouts. So the Brits going well so far. There's obviously a long way to go during this competition. There's Donata Rimshaiti, originally from Lithuania, but now competing for Russia. Very good fencer. She showed just that. 3rd overall with 22 victories, putting well into contention. Not the greatest of swimmers, so a good fence imperative really for her. There's Lena Schonenborn. Really knows no introduction whatsoever. Has struggled a bit perhaps this season. Hasn't been in the form that perhaps she would have wanted to be in, but gold medalist of course from the Beijing Olympics in 2008. Very good fencer. 22 victories for her. No one really running away with this fencing competition, which was won by the Latvian, Elena Rublievska. There she is in your screens. Veteran of modern pentathlon, 38 years of age, completed in 4 Olympic Games. Done well with her compatriot Denis Tchaikovskis in the mixed relay so far this season. He's been very solid as well in the individual event. We can hear from Lena Schonenborn after the first event.
So far, well, I started quite late in the season. I did only 1 World Cup. I did quite well at Europeans except for riding, so I was quite relaxed coming over here. I had no real expectations. And it was a little chaos in the semi-final, having it on 2 days. We're not used to it. So I'm quite stiff today, but fencing worked out quite well. Yeah, and I think I'm still relaxed and take every discipline by its own.
The weather condition will be a real problem during riding.
Well, the weather has been a problem for combined, especially. I'm not sure about the ride. The grass might be very slippery. I think it's warm, but it's been warm quite a while, and we are here for quite a few days. We went here for adaptation, so I think we're well prepared for this. But yeah, I don't know about the horses. If it's too slippery for them, we'll see. We hope nothing bad happens.
Okay, we'll see. Thank you.
Thank you.
So just confirmation of the results after the fencing. Rublievska leading with 24 victories from 35 bouts. Schonenborn in 2nd, Rimshaiti equal 2nd with Schonenborn. British pair of Spence and Murray. Big disappointment though for Svetlana Vuraskina, who had to pull out after suffering a slipped disc. She was 2nd in the World Cup final in Nizhny Novgorod. Well, Schonenborn was talking about the weather conditions, and there you can see them. It's absolutely pouring with rain over the last few days. in Kaohsiung in the south of Taiwan. It's really typhoon season here. Well, it didn't really affect the swimmers. Picked the action up with the slowest of the heats. Rublievska, who won the fencing. Schönenborn also going, who was second. Rublievska really not known for her swimming. Murray leading Clavel in second. Reigning Olympic champion Laura Asoteskaitie in 16th. The name Taiwan was derived from a word which the native inhabitants used to call part of the island Taiwanyan. The island also has a nickname which comes from a Portuguese word, Formosa, which means beautiful island. Well, the city of Kaohsiung is located at the bottom of the island and was founded at the end of the 17th century. It was first inhabited by local tribesmen who were then conquered by Dutch invaders. China then gained control of the island before it eventually fell to the Japanese. Well, Kaohsiung is Taiwan's major port and it's the 5th biggest in the world. And the Republic of China, what is also known as Taiwan, have their navy located here as well. Well, in 2009, Kaohsiung had the honor to host the so-called World Games, which includes sports which don't make it into the Summer or Winter Olympics. Well, there are 35 different sports, while competitors from 105 different countries took part. The National Stadium was specially built ahead of these games, which became the biggest sporting arena in Taiwan and can hold 55,000 spectators. It was designed by the Japanese architect Toyo Ito, who incorporated solar panels into the building, and these provide enough energy to power the whole arena. Well, the tail of the stadium has an appearance of a dragon and also has a number of solar panels, which provide it with yet more energy. However, the modern pentathletes will be competing in a different arena. 5 events will be in close proximity. Well, everything would have been absolutely perfect, but for the weather, well, August is the rainy season in Taiwan, where the country collects 90% of its rainfall during the month. And to make things worse, a typhoon has descended on the island when the World Championships are taking place. The storm has hit the northern part of the country, while Kaohsiung has got off relatively lightly. Well, the organisers were forced to take drastic measures and move the shooting part of a combined event indoors. It's the first time that something like this has ever happened at a World Championships. Nevertheless, the start and finish lines will be outside, so this will be difficult for the sportsmen, but will make the event even more enthralling for the spectators. So, sit comfortably and get ready for the biggest modern pentathlon event of the year to unfold. But unfortunately, the weather has taken a turn for the worse. It's really been pelting it down for the last couple of hours or so. Has really made the jumping course completely waterlogged and unfit for competition. Large puddles on the field. Grass would be very slippery and just really unfit for competition, and would make the riding both unsafe for the horses and the competitors, as well as making it pretty much a lottery. Bit of disappointment though for the competitors. They've had to put up with quite a lot of disruption going into this event, such as having the shooting taking place indoors. Said a little earlier, Taiwan does get 90% of its rainfall during the month of August. This typhoon really coming just at the wrong time. I mean, I was here about a week ago and the weather was absolutely perfect. We can hear from
now we talk to Mr. President of UAPM, and today's competition is cancelled. What's the solution for tomorrow? What's the program will be tomorrow?
We have not cancelled the competition. We have postponed the riding and as well the combined based on the weather conditions. While we have such awful rain over hours and hours and hours, and we cannot see that it's stopping. We know that tomorrow the weather condition is much more better. In the morning, less rain, maybe only 10% of rain possibilities. So therefore we have decided to have earlier the fencing for the men, and we start at 9 o'clock as well with the riding for the women. and then at 1 o'clock we will have the combined. So it was the only solution to do to protect the health of the athletes, to protect the health of the horses. We cannot take any risk, and nobody can stop the rain, as we know. There is no technology who can stop the rain, and we cannot make any other solutions like it is in other sports when you have no snow or too much snowfall. If something is coming by the nature is, as we know, stronger than human being, and so therefore we have to take care about our athletes, our sport, and therefore we can do everything tomorrow, I'm sure.
What are you going to say to unhappy athletes? Some of them are unhappy.
Sure, that is always a situation, but it is for everybody the same. Nobody can say, I'm unhappy. No, everybody is touched by that. The organizing committee, the responsible sport leaders, the athletes, everybody who's involved in the World Championship is affected by this. Although the sponsors, the television, the media, everybody. But this is in sport. It is not something what you can just take out from the computer. No, it is something in life. Sport is life, and something is happening. Then you have to make clear decisions, fair decisions for the athletes. And this is now what we have made. And I think we all have to accept this situation, and we have to do the best from this situation what we have.
What to do if weather will not change?
The weather will change. So we have looked to the weather broadcast. So it's from tomorrow on less rain, but in the afternoon again we have 50% rain possibilities. But then after tomorrow it's absolutely only 5 to 10% rain conditions. So the next days much more better. But therefore we decided to have the riding in the morning, knowing that only 10% rain possibilities. So less rain give more possibilities. We also have shortened the parcours, so less obstacles, and we also the high we turned down a little bit, so that this is also something. It's for everybody the same, and believe me, we are running the competition still to finish the World Championship on the rules and all what is given on the better and special circumstances, and therefore I think the coaches, trainers and athletes, they have to understand, and I think they understand.
Do you remember the similar situation in your career as a manager?
No, you see, I'm since 1961 in Pentathlon, when I was starting as an athlete, so it's a long time I'm in this sport. Never something like this has happened. It was only once, it was in Moscow when we had the World Championships a few years ago. But there was a decision before that everything was indoor. So therefore we had rain the same like here and cool weather, and but we have been protected and saved by everything was indoor. So I'm the organizer as well as a German president in 2015 in Leipzig, and I decided already as German president that everything will be indoor. We have only a few parts of running outdoor, everything will be indoor. We have so strange weather conditions now more and more, and therefore I always tell to the organizers, if you have not the kind of guarantee that you are safe on the weather side, look that the facilities are more for indoor for our sport, and so that's what we have to see for the future when we are looking for bidding documents.
Thanks so much, Mr. Schumann. We have one more person to speak to.
Thank you, and I know this is a wonderful lady. She will speak now to you.
It's Dana Rimshaite presented Russian team. She's fourth after two events, but it was an extremely new situation for athletes, and you were a leader of the meeting of athletes, and how you feel yourself in this situation when competitions cancel?
Actually, it's a good decision, because now to ride would be very dangerously, because horses are like, they are animals, they are like live, not the machines, and of course they would be afraid to jump, and it's very slippery. So we are glad that it's like cancelled today, and we will do it tomorrow. Of course, not all the girls are happy, because some people have to leave tomorrow morning because they have tickets tomorrow morning leaving. So, but we were told that this will be no problem, that the tickets will be changed. So we're hoping for the best, that there will be less of rain, less of danger, and a good championship.
I asked about remembering, but Mr. Schumann, do you remember there's such situation, similar situation, then you don't know, compete or not compete?
Actually, never. I'm like more than 10 years in pentathlon, like competing, and it's the first time I see such a conditions and such a big weather, like big rain and big weather, like problems.
And the start of competition was today, this morning. And what will change tomorrow? I mean the current situation and situation in the table.
Actually, in the morning we will ride, and then after we will run. So actually nothing changes, just that.
Early start with the riding getting underway at 9 o'clock in the morning, local time. Very top on the athletes, as Rimshaiti said, competing 4 days in a row. But as Klaus Schornemann did say, hopefully the weather conditions should be better, especially in the morning. So stay tuned. Let's all hope for better weather as the World Championships in Kaohsiung continue. Bye for now.